Hello YouTube, this video is going over a couple recent upgrades I've made to my Bob's CNC Quantum Max. The main upgrade here is I've removed the Makita router that came with the Bob's and replaced it with a 65mm spindle. Links to everything seen here can be found in the video's description. Here you can see the most recent drag chain installed. I have a drag chain installed on the other side, but wanted to separate the spindle wiring from the CNC wiring to remove any potential chances of interference. This is a 65mm spindle. Originally I had installed it using the standard router mount for the Makita router, but that held the spindle too low and I eventually want to either build or buy a dust shoe for this, and it being secured higher makes that easier. This spindle plus mount weighs about 2x what the original Makita router weighs, but in my testing so far I haven't noticed any negative impact of the extra weight. I had originally ordered an 80mm spindle, but that weighed 4 times what the Makita router weighed and that extra weight really concerned me, so I returned it and went with the smaller spindle. As you can see here, I am comparing the original router mount with the new one that I designed. You can see how much lower the original holds the spindle. I designed the new router mount in VCarve Pro and cut it out using my Xtool S1 40W laser. It is using 1/4-inch birch plywood. I was a little concerned that a single layer of plywood wouldn't be strong enough, but after mounting the aluminum base to the plate, it seems like it will hold up well enough. There is a little bit of movement here. It's an area I'm watching, but not sure if that is an area of concern. I may eventually reinforce that. Here is the original drag chain I installed. Hindsight, I should have installed it on the top section of the gantry like I did the other side. I will eventually change that. Drag chains are so nice. They are a cheap upgrade that I recommend anyone with a Bob's do. Here is just some videos showing how the wires were routed for the spindle, due to concerns with interference, which I have never experienced but have seen warnings about it in some of the social media. I routed the spindle wiring out the other side of the CNC. This is the variable frequency drive, or VFD, that came with the spindle. The VFD is used to change the speed of the spindle as well as turning it on or off. Here it is set at 233 Hz, which translates to about 14,000 RPM. This spindle goes up to 24,000 RPM at 400 Hz. As you can see here, I move it up to 400 Hz, and it speeds up the spindle. The sound of this is considerably quieter than the Makita router. Easily tolerable without hearing protection. Wiring it was really easy. The only issue with the package it came with is the wiring is really too short. It comes with 6 feet of 18-gauge wire, which is almost pointless. I ordered 12 feet and connected them to give me plenty of room to mount the VFD wherever I wanted it. Here is a side-by-side comparison of the original router mount that came with the Bob's, and the one I designed to use with the aluminum bracket that came with the spindle. I disassembled the Bob's router mount and used a caliper to get the measurements to create the new design. As you can see here, the original router mount secures the router considerably lower than my new plate does. Here is a tray I designed using 3/4-inch MDF. I also lasered a design with the Xtool S1. Which you can see here. Hope this video gives you some ideas of what you can do to enhance your Bob's Quantum. I have been very happy with this machine overall and don't think you can beat it for the price when you consider the size of the cutting area. Once again, links to everything can be found in the description below. If you have any questions, comments or ideas, feel free to leave a comment. Thanks.